Hey everybody, let me tell you about this foolish mistake I made yesterday when I was recapping this power supply. This Hypro 300 watt power supply was an HP computer and it had some bad TPO capacitors in it, so I decided to replace them. And I commonly harvest capacitors from other power supplies and motherboards, that sort of stuff, and reuse them. Now the capacitors I installed in this unit are probably not the best out there, of course. They're not like Rubicons or Nichicons or Chemicons or anything like that, but they're a mixture of capacitors. Some are OST and others are full tech. The full tech capacitors come out of Kohler's IT power supplies, and I've been reusing these for quite some time now and never had a problem out of them. I've actually put these in quite nice power supplies and never had issues with them. But this one here is bulging, and it's not because it's a bad capacitor. It's because I accidentally put a 10 volt capacitor into a 12 volt circuit. And basically what happened was I plugged in the power supply, turned it on. It took about 15-20 seconds, but then all of a sudden I heard a and saw smoke come out of the back of the power supply, so I unplugged it immediately. And this capacitor here was venting, and it didn't smell very good either. It didn't smell good at all. So I let it sit outside on the back porch overnight, and I pulled the cover off, and I discovered, like I say, I accidentally put a 10 volt capacitor in a 16 volt, well, in one where a 16 volt cap would normally go. And the reason why I made this mistake was, in most cases with the Kohler's IT power supplies I got these capacitors out of, they use only 16 volt rated caps on the secondary side, whether it's a 3.3 volt, 5 volt, or 12 volt rail. But I guess one of the units I gutted out actually happened to have some 10 volt rated capacitors. I didn't notice this when I was installing this capacitor. The one next to it is actually a 16 volt cap. You can see. It looks just fine. So anyways, normally I don't make these kind of mistakes, so I figured I'd share that with you. And basically what happened was, like I was saying, the 10 volt capacitor was a 12 volt circuit, and it took about 30 seconds, but eventually it did blow its top, and I discovered what happens when the capacitor gets overvolted. Anyways, any questions or comments, feel free to ask.